guys for watching. I told you this is our beginners class. You are in for the bomb. Okay, so this is our beautiful shirt. You can see how the collar is formed. Okay, you can see how the collar is formed. Very beautiful. You can't make mistake with any of my illustrations. Watch out tomorrow for the fixing of fancy pockets on the trouser of this top. We did the illustration of the trouser the last time. Please check the description box for you to see the link for you to go and watch the illustration on this trouser. Very simple, very beautiful, fast. It's something you can make, so stop dulling yourself. The next time they told you they imported it as Turkey from wherever they imported it from, tell them you can cut it. You can see the lining of our collar, very beautiful. When my customer will wear this cloth, it's going to lap on the neck like the customer was born with it. Thank you so much, beautiful people. How are we all doing? So this is a continuation of the shirt tutorial that we started earlier on. Okay, and this is our pattern paper that we already cut out. This is the front pattern, this is the back pattern, and this is the sleeve. This is the collar that we cut out. But then we'll be practicalizing this collar properly, because when we cut it the other time, if you can remember, the paper was not enough. So today we'll be measuring. After we had joined the two bodies, we'll be measuring collar afresh. Okay, this is the material we are going to be using. It's a very beautiful material. These are part of the bale materials I'm talking about. This material is 400 naira per yard, and we are using 4 yards. 2.5 yards for the sleeve, and then 1.5 yard for the trouser. Okay, so let's start our cutting out our back pattern first. So you iron your material properly before placing your pattern paper to cut out. Then I told us about the importance of pattern paper. It helps you to manage your materials. Okay, material that you would have pieces and you would have allowed it to waste is being managed with your materials. Then let's remember that I told us that because when you are cutting, it depends on what you have. I had cardboard paper, that's why I used it. But if you use the normal drafting paper they sell in the market, sewing paper they sell in the market, is a little bit long, is longer than the cardboard sheet. So because of the short the length of the cardboard, I had to reduce my measurement. But now I'm going to be taking the accurate measurement on the material itself. So the back was longer than the front, so hip measurement for shoulder to hips for the front is going to be 26, but for the back is going to be 30. Okay, because we are making the back 4 inches longer than the front. Okay, so we have done with the back pattern. We have placed the front pattern. Now, because of the allowance for the button in front, if you observe, that shirt has button in front. Because of the allowance for the button in front, we are keeping these 2 inches. Okay, we are putting these 2 inches. Now we are going to iron and fold it. Now we have folded the 2 inches inside. Okay, we have folded the 2 inches inside. Now you will fold these 2 inches inside before cutting the neck. When I'm done cutting, I will open it up and show you the reason why I said fold it inside before you cut, so that you won't have any shortage around the collar area. We are done cutting out the front pattern. Now, in cutting out the front pattern, we added 2 inches for the allowance. This is the 2 inches. Fold 2 inches inside. Now you will fold it inside before cutting the neckline. The reason for folding it inside before cutting the neckline is this. You see the way the mouth came out? So when you are folding it inside this way, it will not short here. It will not short. You understand? If your neckline after cutting with the allowance does not look like this, you have made a mistake. That means when you are folding it, it might not lap well, but with what I have done now, it will definitely lap well. So we open up this side so that we can go and join our shoulder. So now we have opened up our material. We'll now take it to the sewing machine to join the two shoulders of the front to the two shoulders of the back. Then we'll be back. So we have joined our shoulder, the shoulder. So this is where we are going to measure. This is the two front parts of the front bodies, then this is the back part of the style. Now this is where we are going to be measuring. We'll fold this 2 inches allowance inside. Fold it inside, make sure it's inside so it doesn't affect. This is where we are measuring. This is what you are going to be measuring, and this is what we are going to use to cut out our collar. Puffing is the sweetest. With when you are doing your when you are cutting your pattern, that's when you are sewing the cloth, because immediately the pattern is complete. Immediately your pattern is complete, your sewing is complete. Okay, so this is my sleeve. We iron. Then we cut out. So this is the 2 sleeve. Okay, then you notch so that we'll be able to remember the center. You notch it. This is what is called notching. You notch it so that, because this fabric is a little bit silky, so it shifts a lot. You see, we have notched the center, so we'll be able to remember where our center is. Now we go over to the collar. Okay, so we want to assume that this is our material we're going to be using to cut the collar. Okay, so we will be measuring the collar. Now I told us that when you are measuring, ignore the 2 inches allowance. Look at the where the ironing made the mark, right? So ignore the 2 inches allowance. We are not measuring there. Now you start from where the 2 inches ended, and then you measure the collar round. This is what we are doing now. Okay, from here we had 18 point, let's say 19. We had 19. So 19 divided into 2. 19 divided into 2. I don't like using calculator. I quickly use my tape. 19 divided into 2 is 9.5. Right? 9.5. So now, assuming that this is our material, when cutting your collar, you don't fold this way. You don't fold this way. You fold this way. If you fold this way, your collar will not, it won't stand, lap on your neck. It will be standing, it will be gapping. But if you fold this way, it will definitely lap. So now we are folding in bias form. Okay, now since we measured 9.19 inches, and that 19 inches is 9.5, right? When divided into 2, because now we have folded our material into 2, so it's going to be 19 divided into 2, which is 9.5. Okay, so we measured 19 inches, right? So we are going to be, because our material will be put on fold, I have decided to use 10. So if your material is put on fold, that is 19 divided by 2, which is 9.5. So you now look for a particular point where is enough, where you have 9.5, and we are okay with this center. Start here. We are okay with this center. Now you mark your 9.5 here. You mark your 9.5. Now at this point where you have 9.5, you place your tape this way at the edge. What did you get? You got 10.75. Okay, what it means is that you are marking 10.75 all through. You connect this line. Now you will measure it, you test it to be sure that it's up to 9.5. It's exactly 9.5. So we are correct. Now if you look at that collar very well, it's up to 2 inches. Okay, that is, we want to get the length of the collar. Now it's up to 2 inches, so we are going to measure our 2 inches this way. Two inches is 2 inches and 2 inches. Then you connect it. Then you cut it out. Ready. Okay, this is your pattern for the collar. After you have cut it out, you mark this side as the fold, so that you know that this is the side that is on fold, that you are placing on fold. Okay, now this is the material we want to use for our collar. Okay, now we are going to fold the material into two. Now we fold it on bias the way we did on the pattern paper. Now we fold it on bias again. This is our bias pattern. We fold it on bias. Make sure everything is covered, because normally it's the pieces of the material you use for the. This is why I say pattern helps you to manage. Okay, if you start marking it on the material, you might end up making mistake. But with this, I've already put it on my neck and I'm sure it went round, so you can never make mistake with your pattern. Okay, let's iron. Because this material, if you do not iron, it will not stay properly. Okay, so now we cut out. Now as you are cutting out, you give a little bit of allowance round. You can make it 1/2 inch, you can make it 2.5, but I'd rather make it 1/2 inch. So this is our collar. Okay, then you curve it out, because if you like, that picture, I think it was not covered. You curve it out just to give it a little bit of style, and then you take it to your machine and join. And then you take it to your machine and then you join. But then, because I said we will not be teaching everything in one video, it will make the video lengthy. Okay, so remember that when you are cutting your collar stay, always put line the back, the lining with collar stay, so that your collar will stand properly. But now, because we are doing illustration, I'm not laying it, just to show us how it's going to look like. So I'm taking it to the machine and we are joining this way. Okay, so now we have joined with 1/2 inch. You now turn it and give it a good press. This is our collar. We now give it a good press. Our parents were sewing all this without calculations before, and they did very well. This is our collar. Okay, no too much stress, no too much calculation. Remove 0.25, remove 0.5. This is our collar. Okay, so now we are going to be working on the front pattern. Okay, remember that these 2 inches here is for our button. Okay, so we now go to the sewing machine. You bend this way first, then you bend the remaining. Okay, look at the line. You bend this way first, then you bend it again using that grid line that you are seeing. You bend it again. Okay, that's what we are going to do for the 2 sides. Okay, so we have joined the front part. We have bent our front part. I used a contrasting thread so that we can see it clearly, but I don't know if the camera is seeing it. Okay, so we have joined, we have created our flap for button by bending it, okay, on the 2 sides. Okay, on the 2 sides we have bent. This is the space for the distance, and then the space for the button. You can see these are the space for the button. We have bent it 1/2 inch, then we folded it again. This is where we are going to be putting our button. We have joined our sleeve. Okay, this is our sleeve. We have joined the 2 sleeves for the 2 sides. So now it's for us now to attach our collar. This is where we are going to be attaching our collar. Now let's go back to the collar, and this is the collar, right? This is the collar. You will choose anyone you like to be the front or the back, whichever way you like it. Okay, now we will start by attaching the front. This is how you attach the front. This is your collar, this is your front. You open it up. Okay, you open it up, you fix it, you open the collar this way. This is the collar that you've already joined, right? You open it this way. Okay, when you open it this way, you place it on the material itself, the front part of the material. You place it this way and you sew it right round, and I'll come back to show you the next line. Okay, now I have attached my collar sorry. Now I have attached my collar. I've attached the collar. Okay, so the remaining part for us to do now is the back of the collar. Now the back of the collar, this is the back. Okay, this is the back of the collar. You know, we only joined the inside, the front side. Okay, this is the area we joined, we attached to our material, right? Now we are going to now attach, use that, the remaining side of this one, use it to cover the seam line, just like we did in trouser. We use this part now that is lying empty to cover the seam line. Now if you like, for this edge you can bend it first, but if you don't like, you can weave it. Okay, that is where your 4-thread machine comes into play. But now I'm not going to do anything to it, so that it will be very clear, so that we can see it clearly. Okay, I'm not going to do anything to it now. I'll just leave it this way so that we'll be seeing it clearly. Now what you are going to do is, look at where we joined the front side, right? Now you bend this one in a way that you place it this way and sew inside this seam line in front, inside to hide the seam, inside to hide the seam, and that way you have attached this one down. Okay, let me go and do it on the sewing machine and come back. I told you, after you have joined the front of the collar to the material, that's front to front, you have joined it, you now turn it this way. The other side of the collar is what you are going to use to hide the seam behind. You can see how neat it is. Okay, you can see how neat it is. Later when I'm going to use my 4-thread to run on it, you will not see anything again. Okay, but then this is how neat our collar is. This is our collar. You can see how beautifully formed it is. Okay, so you find out that as you are now stitching it in front, it's now tacking the other side down, and that way your collar is neatly stitched. Okay, so our shirt is ready. The only thing remaining now is the hemming. Okay, this is our shirt. Our shirt is ready. This is our shirt. You can see the collar neatly standing, even though there's no collar stay inside, but it's neatly standing. Okay, it's neatly standing even though there's no collar stay. This is our shirt is ready. Our shirt is ready. Okay, this is our shirt. So now we are going to make buttonhole. We are going to make buttonhole where our button is going to stay, and that is all, guys. That's all for this beautiful top. So we are going to attach the feathers here, but this person said he doesn't want the feathers. Okay, then that is our collar, that is our sleeve. This is where we are going to make the buttonholes and attach the buttons here. This is it, this is it. Our shirt, see, you can see we are still going to work on the hemming area, so stay tuned for you to see the finished product in the next video.